He laughed. And here we go. Again, off-air conversations. Thanks, Lawrence. All right, so we found out it's Rose. I got Officer Schwartz here with me, finally.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome back.
It's a long time.
Been a long time. We said since May. Since May, since you've been there. So you must have had a busy summer.
Busy summer with the stuff on Seaside, with all the events, and
yeah,
traffic, and construction.
Oh, now let me ask you this. All right, listener friends, I've been telling you all morning that safety officer Steve, I said that right?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, finally got it right. Bob is safety patrol officer.
Correct.
Okay, you are safety officer.
I'm the safety officer. I'm in charge of people making their complaints. I have to field them and figure out what we're going to do to correct them. And then Bob's the one who would actually do
that. Actually
legwork.
Takes them in.
Correct.
He's out on the road and brings them in.
He fixes it.
I see him a number of times, and I okay, back up, Mayor. But anyway, it's been since May since you guys have been here. Bob has duties with his daughter this morning, so maybe he might pop in a little bit later.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be in soon.
Okay, all right. And it's been since May, so bring us up on what's happened over the summer. We know we have our summer traffic here with all our visitors and quote-unquote bennies, if you want to call them that. Overall, how were the roads this summer?
Our accidents were down.
Oh, good.
Violations were down. And I think it's a result of some of the things the chief has put into place. We have targeted enforcement, where we use our computer programs called a DDEX plan. And what it does, it takes in the information on where we're getting robberies, where we're getting a lot of accidents, and we'll put a lot of guys in those areas to target those things. And you see a precipitative drop in the amount of everything, because if we're there, everything drops because the bad guys don't want to be there.
Were you listening this morning at all when Kevin was on with me?
I missed that point.
All right. He said first thing this morning, he says, Mayor, you have to do me a favor. You got to ask Officer Schwartz about something. The reason I'm bringing it up now is because you just said you targeted certain areas. Mm-hmm. Now, Kevin's got a huge pet peeve. He wanted to be up here, but he had something else he had to do. So he said, Mayor, please. I said, okay, I'll ask you. Hooper Avenue by the first traffic light before St. Joe's.
Terrace.
No, not the opposite way, towards Toms River.
Dayton.
Thank you very much. All right, Dayton Avenue, first traffic light, to Terrace going towards 37. Mm-hmm. When it's highly trafficked, with a lot of cars, the people that go up the left-hand side and then cut into the right. All right, he wants to know, and I gave him an answer, tell me if I'm wrong. He wants to know why you guys can't put a car out there maybe once a week to stop these people, ticketed them, you'd make a whole lot of money. I said you just don't have the manpower to do something like that.
It's that, and there's really nowhere to sit to catch them. It's tough. We're to put somebody, because there's traffic everywhere, so we can't sit in any of the lanes or shoulders. And if we sit in any of those driveways, people block you in.
But see, now I always thought, tell me if I'm wrong, you have two, one at one side, you see something that happens, and then you radio up to the guy, there's a car coming up here, a 1999, whatever, catch him, take him in. Oh, I saw him do that. See, then that's double the manpower then, too.
Yeah, that's the problem. But we do that. Sometimes we'll be in plain clothes, and we'll call stuff out. We'll have a radar gun, and we'll, the red car in the right lane. Let's go in this van.
Why don't you, here's an idea. Seriously, and I'll apply for the position, okay? Plain clothes. Mm-hmm. And I'll sit out there at some time, and people won't know who I am or what I'm doing, and just take notice of what's going on, hit the radar button, and then you guys go get them.
I'll ask the chief. We'll see what he says.
Really? You could take some civilians, give them that job, and in plain clothes. Nobody has to know who they are. I have to tell you what happened, okay? It's Friday. I'm off the wall. You know how I get on Fridays, okay? I'm coming off of Maple Tree. This is about 3 weeks ago. Okay. Coming off of Maple Tree, going towards Hooper Avenue. Okay. You can only make a right-hand turn.
Correct.
Only make a right-hand turn. So I come up there, and there's a car in front of me, and I knew this car had no intention on making a right-hand turn.
Oh, my God.
He was more over to the left. You know how when people come up to an intersection and they're looking out to make the turn?
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't going to make a right. I knew he was attempting to make a left-hand turn in a one-way area.
God, disaster.
So I was behind him, and I'm watching, and I'm watching. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Clearing comes because the light turned red at Bay. Mm-hmm. Clearing comes, and he pulls out and makes a left-hand turn into the oncoming traffic. I lay on my horn. I mean, literally lay on my horn. He was just almost went up on the median, and a car came up. An older gentleman and I saw this. A car came up with a gentleman and a young girl in it. They stopped. In fact, he catty-cornered his car a little bit so nobody else would come up on him. I got the license plate of the car. I got the make of the car. I got everything. But there's nothing you could do after the fact.
Now, once they do it,
he looked like a burnt-out hippie to me. That's what I saw. He looked like a burnt-out hippie. Yeah. But after the fact, you can't do anything.
We get that a lot over on the beach on Route 35. People going the wrong way. It's horrendous over there with the wrong way traffic.
Yeah.
Either you're coming in front of the A&P going the wrong way, or anywhere 35 northbound, they'll be going southbound.
And you attribute that to people not knowing our. Do you find that it's more people out of the area?
Absolutely.
They're not used to our traffic laws. Like I see them in the center, the intersections of 37,
trying to make a left.
Because they don't know what a jug handle is.
They don't know what jug handles are. We get that a lot near the Toms River Hotel, the old Holiday Inn. Right there, because they'll come down and say, "Oh, there's the hotel," and they won't even think about the jug handle. Nevertheless, there's 13 no left turn signs right there, but they don't see those, and they'll stop in the middle of traffic, try to make their left. And usually, what happens is everybody slams on their brakes, everybody else gets in an accident, and then they make their left turn and they go to the hotel. But it's a problem.
Has there been a lot of accidents because of that, or are they just kind of safe in the middle of the road?
No, they cause accidents.
They do cause
because you got to think, if you're in the fast lane, that they're going to be partially blocking your lane, especially in the summer. There's so much traffic, so those people got to slam on their brakes, and the people behind them just see a green light, and they're not expecting to stop.
Right.
So then you have the rear end accident, and usually the person that caused it just goes on their way. And that's the end of it.
And that's the end, because they don't even realize
there's an accident
that they're there.
Yeah.
So, our summer traffic is over now, so maybe now we can get a little bit more back to normal. We still had the cuckoo nuts on the road.
There's always going to be people like that. But it definitely is a big dip right now in accidents and things like that.
All right.
Less traffic, less
there's
volume.
A lot of construction, too.
Now the construction's gone up. Like Dayton right now is all closed.
Mm-hmm. But they do that overnight, right? For the most part?
No, a lot of stuff's during the day. They try to do stuff at night, but some areas of residential they can't, because people don't hear the jackhammers all night.
That's true too. Residential areas.
They gotta weigh the good and the bad. It's definitely easier for them to do it at night, but the people that live there don't think so. So,
Wait, Lauren just said, Lauren, tell Steve what you did. What happened?
I was on the Parkway, stuck in traffic when they were still doing all the construction by the Toms River tolls.
Oh yeah.
Somebody was trying to get over to get off the Route 9 exit.
Yeah, 83.
So he got over into the other lane in front of somebody. We were still in traffic. The guy behind him got out of his car, went over to the truck, and punched the guy in the face through the window.
See, that's a problem. Road rage.
Well, that's when you have when you're getting delayed that you're not used to.
Yeah,
it leads to that. When you have a lot of traffic, people start developing road rage because they want to get there. They're used to getting there 1 minute, now it's taking them 5. Yeah. They get frustrated, and then they start getting out of the cars
that
and fights.
scares me, especially, I was talking about this last week to Bob, one of my biggest fears, and it is a fear, when I come to a stop sign or a red light, and you're allowed to make a right on red, and you don't make that right on red, or they can't see what you're seeing, and they start laying on the horn, I get very nervous that someone's going to come out and attack me because, I'm not making that right-hand turn.
Yes, some people are just, they have a short fuse and hot-headed, and they don't think clearly.
Well, I guess not. All right, Steve. Officer Schwartz here. We're going to be here till 9 o'clock, so stay tuned. We're coming back with good wishes, listener friends, right here on News Talk Radio.